Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I'm late today because I worked a double yesterday and I got home and immediately fell asleep. It was a long day, let me tell you. It was a long day. We had a bunch of parties yesterday of like soccer teams coming from out of town, and the night ended with a party of 55 from New York, and these kids were running all over the place. We give kids these styrofoam cups instead of glass cups. Um, so what they were doing is they were taking the straw and they were poking holes around their styrofoam cups and just like circling the cup around to get the water all over all the plates. And the water went to the floor, and they got cake and tomatoes and french fries dug into our carpet. And the freaking parents were in the room with them. They were in this like party room. And I walk into this room and I see this happen. And it's just trash. It's just trash. Now, normally, almost every 99.99999% of the time, kids make messes. Parents make more of a mess. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I got this. I got this. While I'm down on my hands and knees picking stuff up in front of them. Don't worry, go relax. I got this. No, I said I was irate because my boss ticked me off earlier today. We had a party of 45 earlier, and he took 100% of that tip and gave it all to the kitchen. And we didn't get any of the tip, me and the other server. So I'm already ticked off. I'm already highly, highly annoyed. And then I see what these parents do, and I look at them and I'm like, what is all of this? Why is there food in the carpet? How are we going to get the food out of the carpet? And they just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? Your kids are pouring water and food all over the restaurant. They broke a chair. They broke one of our chairs yesterday. And then they tipped like, I don't know, like 8% off of a $1,000 bill. They tipped like 8%. And there were four servers on at night. So we all had to split that, and it took over an hour with three of us trying to clean this up. So um I got home and I just sat down, put my headphones on, started playing some court videos, and I was out. I was out like a light. And then 5 hours later, I woke up and I'm like, oh no, I need to get a video together. So I'm late a little bit, but you can dock my pay. I think I get, I'm up to 3.6 cents an hour now. And I'm less than an hour late. So you can have one of my pennies. I'll drop one of my pennies into a cup for someone on the street, into one of their cups as a punishment for my sins tonight. All right. So my video, of course, isn't ready, but don't worry, I'm professional. So yesterday, the stank attitude in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, apparently I missed the best part. So we're gonna rewatch this girl. We're gonna rewatch what I have, because just playing the end there's no context or anything. And we'll see her attitude, and then we're gonna see how Judge Fleischer handles it. That's why we love Judge Fleischer. This is why we love him. Here we go.
Good morning, Ms. Petrie.
There you go.
Ma'am, you are charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. She has a co-defendant, Addison. Do you guys have the cause number, please?
Yes. Addison, 2007.
So was this the one that we spoke about earlier that had a felony, or was that a different person?
That was a different one.
Many.
Yeah, that's the co-defendant already pled in the 177. Those are that two previous convictions.
Got it. Okay, so we don't need to worry about it. So, okay. All right, so Ms. Petrie, you were charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews of the state of Texas. We cannot afford a lawyer. A lawyer is wanted to represent you. Okay.
On May 9, 2024, officers were dispatched to the Old Navy at 4516 Tacoma Street in Harris County, Texas. Complainant witness, the store employee, advised officers that he observed via surveillance camera 2 females place baby clothes in their bags, walk past all points of sale and exit the store without paying for the items. Complainant gave a description of the defendant and co-defendant Addison and the vehicle that they were in. Officers approached the vehicle with a specific license plate provided by the complainant. Officers recovered baby clothes identified as belonging to Old Navy from under the front seat of the defendant's vehicle. No criminal history.
Ms. Petrie, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you?
I'm 20. I made 20 May 9th.
How old are you?
20, just made 20 on the 9th.
Who's her birthday?
Who's Miss Addison to you?
My god sister.
When you hang with dogs, you get fleas. I'm telling you now, a theft case is one of the worst cases that you can pick up. When you were branded a thief, you will never work again. You will not even be able to get an apartment. That's how bad a theft conviction is. I'm telling you because I have people that call me now. Hey, I can't get an apartment because I got this theft conviction. What can I do? The person already pled to the 3rd theft case. When you hang with dogs, you're letting them bring you down. I would be careful with the company that you keep. You now have this theft case on you, and you're only 20. You're going sideways quick. I would be very careful, man.
Sir.
Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir. I did 12 years though. I just didn't graduate because I got kicked out.
When people look to hire you, oh, okay, she did 12 years, yay. It doesn't work like that.
But I applied to go back to school.
I am now making it a condition of your bond that you go back and get your diploma. If you don't, I'm going to have you stay with me. You understand me? You, at the very minimum of life, have to have your high school diploma. Otherwise, you will go nowhere in life. Now with a theft conviction or with a theft as well, you're killing yourself and you're only 20. Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, man? Do you want a court-appointed lawyer?
Mm-hmm. Do I need it? I don't know. I've never been in trouble.
You better get you back in school and get some knowledge because the way you're talking and handling yourself now, it's just not going well at all.
I just don't know if I need one because I've never been in trouble.
You're facing 6 months in jail and did not register everything I just told you about how bad a theft is.
I
Did not
did.
register.
I did.
Okay, you need a lawyer, man.
Okay, I want one.
Can we get a one? I'm gonna have you fill out an application. I'm gonna bring you back here in 2 weeks. I wanna know in 2 weeks what you've done to try to get back in to get your GED or to get back into school.
I'm already applied to get back on to get my GED. I have to go in July.
July.
Proof. I'm not gonna take your word for it. I am making that a condition of your bond. If you don't comply with these bond conditions, I will revoke your bond. I will put you in jail.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Can I ask a question?
No. I will give you a lawyer today. Ask your question to the lawyer. Man, I'm ordering you also not to hang around with Miss Addison and not to go back to any Old Navy. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't pick up any new cases. Behave yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Judge, is this pretrial bond conditions?
July.
Well,
No, we ain't gonna act like that. If it ain't, you say,
I'm not mad. I just snatched off because it wasn't coming out.
you know about you.
Is she really giving attitude?
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell them his attitude didn't want to come up. I snatched it down. Down, back to people because I don't have attitude.
Put her back, please.
Yeah, that's the part I missed yesterday. They took her into custody. They did. They took her into custody. Well, he took her into custody. Put her in the back, please. The best part I missed. And there's more.
Hold on.
That's,
Sweet baby Jesus. And I'm Jewish. Lori.
Yes, sir. I'm here on Christian.
So I don't know. Maybe Victoria or Melissa will come on later and help us out here. So sometimes he says, take him down. Sometimes he says, take him in the back. So I don't know. I don't know the difference. Yeah, sweet baby Jesus, and I'm Jewish. I think that the back and down are two separate places because, unless back goes down, I don't know. Hey guys. So I wonder, like, she's in handcuffs right now. So for her, it probably doesn't matter if she goes down, up, back, forward. It just doesn't matter.
Judge, I got through to Miss Petra.
Is she ready to talk?
She's very calm, and basically all we're going to do is do a 30-day PTI, anti-live trafficking. She wants to come out and apologize to you. So let me...
Steve, if you mind grabbing Miss Petrie, please?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I wonder what he said in the chat. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what the judge might have said while he's watching himself, or maybe he's watching Judge Simpson. Maybe he fangirled over Judge Simpson in Colin's chat. That's what. Okay, I didn't watch it, but that's what I'm going with. That's exactly what happened. So yesterday, Judge Fleischer was in Colin's chat, and he fangirled all over Judge Simpson. Prove me wrong.
You've got grit.
Yes, sir.
Got spunk. If you channeled that in a positive way into school, holy moly, you could go so far. You could be a lawyer, be a doctor, really. If you channeled that in a really good way, you could go places instead of becoming another statistic back there. Because all those people back there is because they don't think before they speak, they don't think before they act, and they just wig out and do whatever they want without thought to consequence. That's about maturity and growing up. You got to think before you act. John has gotten you a really great deal where if you do just a couple things, he'll dismiss this case for you.
Yes, sir.
I'll reset your case to give you the opportunity to do this. Don't hang around bad people. They're going to bring you down. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
It only gets worse. Like what I've said, I don't want you going back to Old Navy, and I don't want you hanging around with the other person. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Yes, sir.
Get your stuff done early. As soon as you get it done, give it to John. He'll get this thing dismissed for you.
Okay. Thank you. And I wanted to apologize for being disrespectful.
Don't worry about it. I like it. I like your spunk. Channel it in a good way. Get into school. Get your diploma. I'm telling you. If you don't, this life is either going to be a great life for you, or it's going to be a miserable, rotten one. You now set yourself up for the next 40 years. Get it together.
Is it okay if I have him sit there?
For sure.
Yes. Sit there. Let me get everything, and then we'll finish up, okay?
Guys, Fozzie makes me work hard. You know that. Fuzzy makes me work hard. Listen, I will. I just don't have it in front of me right now. And I know it's right there. I just have to click. But I gotta get on to the next video. The next video is nice and long. I'll have time. I'll do it, Fuzzy. I will do it. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go to a motions hearing. And it's in Colorado. It's with that judge we saw yesterday. So we're doing a lot from yesterday again today, but yesterday's stream was pretty long and I did not have enough stuff to put in. I had too much stuff. That's the opposite. I had too much stuff to put in. But that's good because I get everything live. And today there's no court. Tomorrow there's no court. Monday there's no court. So I'm glad I have extra. Now I can be here today. Oh, Fozzie. Oh, he's so nice to me. I asked Fozzie like 2 days ago. I don't know. It could have been 8 days ago. It could have been 1 day ago. My days. I'm like, Fozzie. Or I asked all the mods, what time in the video did this comment happen? Because I want to remove it from the video. And it was less than, I don't know, 8 minutes or 4 minutes. I don't know. Boom. He put the exact time of a previous stream that this comment popped up on my stream. He just put the exact time. It was like at 1 hour, 15 minutes and 32 seconds. Here it is. and I was able to go in and I was able to get that comment off my video. Okay. I'll do that, Fozzie. I have a P.O. box. Fozzie wants me to put the P.O. box in one of those scrolling banners because they're so much fun to watch sometimes. Maybe I should make some better scrolling banners. All right, we're going to go to Colorado. We're going to go to the other bow tie judge that I really like. And if this attorney is new and the judge might be trying to help him, I don't know. I don't know anything. But we're going to go with the attorney's brand new. It's his first day because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. He's fine. It's nothing crazy happens. It's just an interesting case. It's just interesting. And it's just a motions hearing.
All right. Well, sorry to be starting this at 5 o'clock. All the times we have all of these motions set and very few go. And then suddenly we get the day where they all go. Do we need to switch over to the FTR?
Judge, I have to be out by 5:15 today, so I don't know what you want to do.
It seems silly for you to just do 15 minutes of this. So thank you for being here today. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, we'll switch over to the FTR then.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
I left that part in because I love it. I love it. I love it so much when the judges treat the court staff fantastically. You know, and that was the court reporter, and it's 5 o'clock. This judge had a long day. Court reporter had to go, and he was just, you know what? Thank you for being here today. And you know that's her job. Of course, she's going to be there, but he treats her so nice. I love that. Your audio's fine. He's thinking.
All right, let's see. We can do that. This.
Yeah, I think I said that the other day. So, yeah, I think the statue is sitting on his desk and the camera's right in front of it. I really do. Um, because if you look at the desk behind it, it doesn't look like it's on the floor. It looks like it's too close to be on the floor compared to that desk. I don't know. We have a weird angle. These court cameras are crazy, but not as crazy as what's about to happen. It's not too crazy. It's just interesting.
Your Honor, it was on my list of things to do earlier this week, and then I came down with the plague. So.
And it's 7 pages.
And Your Honor, I'm happy to sum up.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's Mika's birthday. It's Mika's birthday. It's Mika's birthday. Please, please, please. Oops. Please, please stop talking. I'm trying to click. Now it's gone. Where's Mika? Please go into the comments, Mika, and wish Mika happy birthday. 1,000. One of these days, somebody's going to get 1,000 happy birthdays. I don't know when it is. It actually really, really, really could be today because 1,000 people are going to watch this video. Just take a second and say happy birthday.
Motion.
Yeah, hold on a second, but you're. Says the defense submitted exhibits. Did we get exhibits on this? Oh, I was like, normally if you give me something, I'll watch it, but I don't recall.
We received the exhibits, Your Honor. I should have clarified.
And again, man, and if you want me to watch something, I really will prep for these hearings. And all right, anyhow, we're here for a hearing on the motion to dismiss immunity for prosecution under 18-1-704.5. I know the Court of Appeals has issued the moniker, but what is still called on the street is the Make My Day statute. I've actually not done one of these before. My understanding is that it is the defendant's burden by a preponderance of the evidence to show that another person made an unlawful entry into his dwelling, that the defendant had a reasonable belief the other person had committed a crime in the dwelling in addition to the uninvited entry, or was committing or intended to commit a crime against a person or property in addition to the uninvited entry. 3, the defendant reasonably believed that such other person might use physical force, no matter how slight, against any occupant of the dwelling. and the defendant used force against the person who actually made the unlawful entry into the dwelling. I've read the motion filed by Mr. Black. I've also reviewed the one second.
We have some awesome accents coming soon, guys. Yes, we do.
I reviewed the probable cause statement. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I've read it, so I've got a ballpark idea of what we're dealing with.
Sometimes metal. Sometimes this judge drops it. Let me tell you.
Mr. Black, any disagreement as to the burden of proof or the elements?
No, Your Honor.
Wrongs, I guess.
I think you stated them accurately.
All right, well, normally I don't do this, but is there anything preliminarily, or does it, Mr. Black, do you want to give me an brief opening statement as to what we're gonna hear, or?
I can give a brief opening. I didn't prepare one, but I will just say that the crux of this motion is that Mr. Easy was throwing a birthday party for his 2-year-old son in his own house. He invited Mr. Ogbu initially as a friend, but also to do DJ services. Throughout the night, Mr. Ogbu got progressively more intoxicated, starting issues with Mr. Easy, as well as just being belligerent. And Mr. Easy did escort Mr. Ogbu out of the house. He thought he left, and then he comes back in, and a few minutes later, Mr. Ogbu returns.
Actually physically out of the house?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he returns. Mr. Easy proceeds to pack Mr. Ogbu some leftover food, asking him again to leave, again walking him out of the house, and then returning back into the house, or Mr. Ogbu returning back to the house, and then the alleged assault and menacing happened after that. And so it's Mr. Easy's contention under the Make My Day statute that he was absolutely entitled to use any amount of force to get this intruder out of his home after he had been assaulted by Mr. Ogbu. Mr. Ogbu bit Mr. Easy so hard that he was infected. And so Mr. Easy argues that he's absolutely entitled to use the force that he is alleged to have used. He's accused of an assault too. Whether or not that was punching Mr. Ogbu or yanking his hand out of Mr. Ogbu's mouth, that's a matter for trial. However, Mr. Easy, for your honor, the issue is, did he have the right to use the force that he used?
All right, so all right. Prosecution, anything?
Your Honor, the people's response to the defense's motion is essentially that we believe, based on what they have presented to us and what they've currently presented to the court prior to Mr. Easy's testimony today, does not reach, and we do not believe it will reach, the level of beyond a preponderance, or they will not be able to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that the first prong of the Make My Day statute is met, that another person, in this particular instance, the victim, made an unlawful entry into the defendant's dwelling. They are alleging that the victim entered the defendant's dwelling a second time, as is outlined in our motion, and as I believe will come out in cross-examination today if the defendant still wishes to testify, as well as the other witness, if the other witness still testifies, which I believe he is since he's under subpoena, that There were no statements made on the scene by anyone. 4 people were talked to, including the defendant, including the witness that the defense has produced, and none of them have indicated that there was a second entrance by the victim after he had been told to leave by Mr. Easy. In fact, the evidence provided to the people by the defense, in particular, defense exhibits L and M, which I don't think they're contesting anymore, do not in fact show Mr. Ogbu re-entering Mr. Easy's home. He was initially invited into Mr. Easy's home to DJ for a party. And it was during this initial interaction or during this initial entrance, which was lawful, that the fight occurred. That is what the people will contend occurred.
And just briefly, defense never contended that L and M were the reentry. That's never been the position of Mr. Easy.
That what?
That's never been the position of Mr. Easy, that the videos that I plan to show are the reentry.
Oh, L and M.
L and M, yes.
Okay.
That's not Mr. Easy's position, but we can clarify that once we have testimony.
Thought those were names. L and M.
Oh, yeah, exhibits L and M.
Okay. All right, Mr. Black.
Yes, Your Honor, defense would first call Chidi Easy to the stand.
How does that weighty yoke of the burden of proof feel?
How does that weighty yoke of the burden of proof feel? That poor lawyer. That poor lawyer.
Great. Preponderance?
All right. So do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. Have a seat. And I'll just state now the scope of the cross-examination is going to be limited to issues surrounding the motion. This isn't discovery or a deposition for the prosecution for other issues beyond the scope of the defense motion.
Understood.
All right, Mr. Easy, everything is being recorded. You've probably heard me say this 3 or 4 times as you've been waiting here all day.
Yes, sir.
You feel free to move the mic so that you're comfortable and so that it's, you're speaking right into it. Would you please tell me your first and last name?
First name is Chidi.
And how do you spell that?
Chidi.
And your last name?
Easy E.
All right, your witness, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Easy. Can you start by just telling me what you do for a living?
I'm an aircraft mechanic for Frontier Airlines.
For Frontier Airlines. And where do you live?
I live at Green Valley Ranch at 214.
Are you a little tired today?
Yeah, a lot.
Why is that?
Because I started work last night, 5 a.m. I got home 7 a.m. No, I started work 5:30 p.m. last night. I got home 7 a.m. this morning, and I've been here since. I woke up, I think 11.
Okay, so I'll try to make this as painless as possible. Are you single?
No, I'm married with 3 kids, 3 boys.
Okay. And do you remember what happened on April 22nd, 2023?
Yes, sir, I do.
What were you doing that day?
I was my 3rd son's 2nd birthday.
It was your son's 2nd birthday.
Yeah.
What were you doing for his birthday?
Throwing a little home get together party for him.
So you threw a party, was it at your house?
Yes, sir.
The house you mentioned earlier, 21445?
Yes.
Okay. And later in that evening, the police searched your home and took photos?
Yes. So I heard.
So you heard. I'm approaching Mr. Easy with what's been identified as Exhibit A. Can you tell me what that is?
That's a picture of my living room, starting from the entrance.
Okay, and actually, can I get the lectern?
Yeah. And do me a favor, just bring the mic a little closer to your mouth, please.
Yes, sir.
So you said that was a picture of your living room?
Yes, it is a picture of my living room looking in from the entrance door.
And how do you know what that is?
Just my living room.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate representation of your living room that night?
Yes, sir, it is, with the balloons.
Okay. Permission to publish what's been identified.
Any objection to A?
No objection.
All right, you need to hit the live button. There's a button on there that says live. And then you may have to zoom out. There's a button that says zoom.
This is how a courtroom is supposed to be. It's supposed to be boring.
Yes, sir.
And before we go any further with that, who's Emeka Agbu?
Emeka Agbu is my supposedly third friend. I thought it was.
Where do you know him from?
I knew him, I think it was a couple of months. I came to the United States. I knew him from the first job that I had, sweeping. So there was this Amazon warehouse down in close, I think about 5 minutes drive from my house. They just built it. And I was still kind of waiting for my work permits. I didn't even know I could work with my visa then. So I was waiting. So I got to know, I think my pastor of my church knew someone that has a cleaning facility. So they kind of hooked me up. So I was sweeping.
Objection, Your Honor, narrative.
And that's okay. But you know him because you guys, when you both first came to America from Nigeria?
No, I didn't come from Nigeria. I came from Italy.
Right.
Yeah, but I just got here a couple of months. That's when I knew him.
So, but he's in your community in the Nigerian.
Yes, he's a Nigerian. My tribe too.
Okay, and you guys speak the same language?
Yes, same local.
What is that language?
Igbo.
Igbo. Okay.
Yeah.
And why was he at the party that day?
Because I had invited him.
Okay, so you invited him.
Yes, I did.
What did you invite him for?
First of all, as a friend, and second of all, I know he does like a little DJ stuff. So I'm like, hey, if you come with your equipment, I'm gonna chip you something.
Okay. And how long did that party go on?
I know I sent out the invites for 4 p.m. and 4 p.m. I think we started up till like about 7:30, 8-ish. That's when I start like winding it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were people drinking at the party?
Yes.
Was Mr. Agbu drinking?
Yeah, he was drinking a lot.
Why do you say it was a lot?
I say it was a lot because, like I said, I invited him to the party and he's not there as official DJ. He's just there as my supposedly third friend. So it's like, free for all, eating, drinking. But I thought he was drinking a lot because he started acting up.
How was he acting up?
Weird. So like flirting with my wife's best friend, like just random stuff, like flirting with the other lady, what she called Edith. Yeah.
And unless it's relevant to the Make My Day statute, I can accept that he's drunk and
yes, Your Honor. Thank
whatever.
You. So at some point you told him to leave, right?
Yes, no. So once I noticed that, right, like I said, I started winding down and I told him, hey guy, pack up your DJ stuff. It's late. I don't want to disturb my neighbor. Pack up your DJ stuff. It's time to go. Which he did. He packed up his DJ stuff and I helped him pack the DJ stuff, and I keep my hand in my pocket and gave him the $100. We didn't talk, we didn't agree on any price. I just told him I was going to chip him something, but I gave him $100.
Slow down, sorry.
Sorry, but I gave him $100.
That sounds like the last time I dated. They're like, Kathy, pack up your DJ stuff. It's time for you to go. Here's $100. Get out.
$5 $20 bills. I remember that because I had stopped by 7-Eleven that morning to take that cash off of the ATM.
Okay, but you physically walked him out of the house.
I did. And I gave him the $100 and I gave him a handshake too. Thanks for coming.
Okay, and you had told him to leave.
Yeah, then he packed his stuff and left, put it in the car. I came in, then he came back in after me. So I was,
Came back in after you.
What, you guys don't take your DJ stuff on dates? Come on, guys.
yes.
Did you invite him back in
No, I did not invite him, but like I said,
What do you mean by back in?
to the house, right?
I'm asking the witness.
so I walked him out with his equipment, right? And I gave him the $100 and
To where?
to his car, where he loaded his DJ equipment on it. Then I came back in. I thought he would be leaving.
When you say in, you mean?
Into my house. Yeah. Then I left him outside while he was arranging his equipment in his car. And I came into the house. Then he came back in behind me. Like I said, I thought he was my friend. So I wasn't mad or pissed about it, but I was just curious to know why he's back, because I was trying to wind down the party, right? Then I thought, okay, maybe he came back because we still have a lot of food left. So I went
Right,
and
I'm going to pause you there and let your attorney ask a question.
Okay, so you just went over the first time you walked Mr. Agu out, came back in. You say he followed you, or did you see him enter behind you?
No, I was in, then I saw him came in because the door was open. It was closed, but wasn't locked, right?
Okay.
So you could just easily turn it open and come in. So I was in, then he came back into the house, right?
Okay, and then did you end up telling him to leave again?
Yes, again, so once I saw him came in, because I thought he was gone, but he came in behind me. Then I was wondering why he came back. So within me, this was just me thinking in my head. I'm like, oh, maybe because he saw there was a lot of food left, because we had ordered a whole big cooler of jollof rice, and I made some ribs and hot dogs, I'm like, maybe that was why he came. So I went in and I packed him two Ziploc of jollof rice, literally two, because there was a lot of rice, 2 Ziploc of jollof rice, and 1 bag Ziploc of barbecue ribs and hot dog. And I gave it to him,
Okay, so you give him
And I'm sorry, are you saying Ziploc?
like those plastic bags that you yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you packed him up some food.
Yes.
And did you tell him to leave again?
Yeah, I gave him the food. This time I gave him another handshake.
Okay, and did he walk out after that?
He did walk out.
Okay, and you thought he left?
Yes.
Did he come back in after that?
Yes, he did. And for the record, Your Honor, if I could, the only reason why I was kind of insisting for him to go home, it wasn't because I don't like him anymore.
Objection, non-responsive.
Rule.
You can continue.
Okay. It's not because I don't like him anymore. I was mad at him. No. It was because I knew he was driving, right? He drove there. He has the equipment in his car and he's been drinking. So my whole worry was I wanted him to get home safe. That was where my head was when I was this first and the second time of me trying to send him home. So it wasn't like I was mad or angry sending him home. I just wanted him to leave to get home safe because I know he was drunk.
Okay. So after he came back in the second time, and you asked him to leave.
So he came back the second time. Now I asked him, why did you come back?
So, okay. You asked him, why did he come back?
Yeah, I did ask him why he came back.
Do you remember what he said?
Yes, he said because Barnabas said he was on his way.
Okay. And Barnabas is another friend of yours?
Yeah, Barnabas is, so in Colorado, there is this, we have a community called Igbo Organization of Colorado, right? Barnabas is the chairman of that organization. So when he came back in for the second time, I asked him, why are you here? Right? It's like, he said, Barnabas called him that Barnabas is on its way to my house. I just looked at him and I walked away because, like I said, I wasn't mad at him. I was just trying to get him home safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But he didn't leave after
No,
that?
he did not.
And at some point things escalate.
Yes.
Can you explain what happened?
So once Barnabas came in, I remember it was three of them, Barnabas, Achike, and Kevin. Three of them came in. This was after the whole go and come back, right? Then three of them came, Barnabas, Achike, and Kevin walked in. I greeted them. Meanwhile, I still have two of my co-workers in the house. So we started, we exchanged pleasantries, and they all sat down. So on this, my living room. So if you look in, right, I still remember where most of them sat. Achike was sitting, looking at the picture directly. Achike was sitting on the far left of the couch. Barnabas was in the middle, and the maker was on this side, like on the right side, not in the middle side, on the right side of the corner edge. That's where maker was seated. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. So you were with your friends from work, you said?
Yes, my friends were mostly outside at the backyard. They come in to grab food and they just hung outside at the back.
Okay, and what did Mr. Ogbu do or say to escalate this?
Okay, so when Achike and the other guys came in, he and Mecca continued drinking, right, with the other guys that just came in. This time I didn't say nothing. Then my two co-workers came in from outside, right, from the backyard, walked in because we have like a sliding glass, right? So they came in and was grabbing food, right? Again, they were like, because they said the rice was good. They were like, whenever you're going to Nigeria, we're gonna go with you. So we'll eat street food together. That was what they were telling me, right? Then out of nowhere, Emeka jumped into the conversation without no one calling him on it. He's like, oh, you guys shouldn't go to Nigeria with Chidi. He says, if you guys go to Nigeria with Chidi, you're not going to last a week. You're going to end up in a ditch, right? I was like blown away. Then he pointed at Barnabas and told them, if you guys want to go to Nigeria, go with Barnabas. Barnabas has, they say he has a bulletproof car, so Barnabas can protect them.
Okay, so it's safe to say you felt pretty insulted.
Yeah, a lot.
And you were in your own home.
Yes, sir.
With your family all around.
Yes, sir.
And your friends. Did you tell him to leave again after that?
When he said that, I took it in. I didn't say nothing. I just took it in because, like I said, I know he was wrong. I didn't pick offense. I just let it slide. I didn't say nothing.
Okay. But at some point, you point him to the door?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
So he said that. I took it. I took one for the team, I guess. Then he went ahead again and started accusing me of sleeping with multiple women. Like I was trying to explain, the first job that we had, we were sweeping a new facility that was built by Amazon. This lady called Grace has a cleaning company. Me and Emeka started off sweeping with a broom, right? So I think about a month later, she had bought this used sweeping, I can't remember what it's called, like the carts, the one that you drive, it sweeps.
Right,
like,
I understand.
Yeah, like they used on the road. So she bought one of those, then she asked me to drive it. Why they were still sweeping with broom, I was sweeping with the little cart. So.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to kind of keep it focused to, you were insulted by Mr.
Sorry,
Easy,
yes.
or Mr. Ogbu.
Yeah, sorry.
And let me just finish this question. You pointed him to the door?
Yes, I did.
And what happened when you pointed him to the door?
I pointed him to the door because he started accusing me of sleeping with our ex-boss, Grace. He said, no, first he started by calling me, in our local language, he said, Akuna. Akuna means a whore.
Okay, so
Right.
he called you.
Yeah,
Akuna.
he started calling me a whore,
Okay.
a man whore.
A man whore. He's a man
And this
whore.
was in front of your family, your wife?
Yeah, everybody was at
Yeah.
home. Everybody was at home.
Okay.
But my two co-workers don't understand that language, but Achike understands it.
that's a good
Barnabas
thing.
understands it. Kevin understands it. Him and Emeka understands it. And I've been married to my wife. My wife is American. I've been married to her for almost 8 years now, right? She understands Igbo also. So I told him to stop and I asked him, why are you saying that? He said, because I slept with Grace. That's why Grace gave me that car to drive instead of sweeping with a broom. This was like 8 years ago issue. Then he started accusing me also of sleeping with a lady that I had invited. What's her name? Edith. Once it got to that point, then I got mad. Like, I won't let you break my home for me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come to my house and be accusing me. You say whatever you want to say. I've taken it, or because I invited you, because I thought we were friends. But I won't let you break my home. That
Don't
was
break
what
my home.
drove me to start like ordering him to leave the house immediately.
Okay. So you're saying that your tone in leave the house immediately started to progress?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And how did he respond to that?
He was still just sitting right there and drinking. I was just laughing about it. I'm like, I'm serious. You got to go right now. So, because let's say this is the couch, right? He's sitting right here on the edge, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, you gotta go. I'm pointing at him. I'm pointing at the door, the direction that I want him to go. You gotta leave right now. You gotta leave right now.
No.
Yeah.
So you're pointing those fingers. What happens?
The next thing I seen was my finger. So
You don't understand. When you point, there's 3 fingers pointing that way. So he was confused. He didn't know which finger to go by. That's it. That's your fault. You got to say, you got to go.
I was like, you gotta go. You gotta go. The next thing I seen was my finger in his mouth. Like, not just the tip of my finger, all of my finger was in his mouth when I looked.
Okay, so you bit.
Yes.
How hard did he bite you?
From this section, I had to pull my finger out of his mouth.
Okay, so you pulled your finger out of his mouth.
Yes.
Okay. And did you ever take any, or did your wife ever take any photos of these injuries?
Yes, my wife. Initially, I didn't. Like I said, I never owed any ill towards him. So
okay,
yeah, I wasn't thinking about pictures or videos. All I wanted was for him to leave the house. But I know my wife made a video.
Okay, so but your wife did take pictures, right?
Yeah, she did.
And those documented your injury about 2 days later?
Yes, sir. The next day, yeah.
Okay.
She could sell those pictures on some sites.
Marked as defendant's exhibits B through D.
Yes, sir.
What are those that I just handed you?
These are the pictures of the injury from the next morning.
Okay, so how do you know what they are?
Because I still remember these are my fingers. This was taken once I was released from the county jail.
Okay, so do those fairly and accurately represent your injuries that day?
The morning after that day, yes, sir.
Okay. I would move to admit exhibits B, C, D, and ask to publish.
B, C, D, and?
Just B, C, and D, and ask to publish.
Oh, and ask. All right. B, C, and D, any objection?
No objection.
Those are admitted.
So you said this is a photo of your injury.
Yes, sir.
Is that from a bite mark?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Ogbu bit you right on your finger.
Yes, sir.
And now, did he just bite down and clamp?
He bites and held my finger. I had to pull my finger out of his mouth.
Okay, so you pulled your finger out of his mouth.
Yes, sir.
Are these drag marks then?
Yes, these are all drag marks from his teeth.
Objection leading.
This is just another angle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't want to see the picture anyway. I'm glad it's way over there.
Also,
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I guess, yeah.
right, but the first two were the big.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, please. All right. Oh, thank you.
Did your wife also take a video of your injury?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And that video was right after those photos at the same time? around?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but the same day?
I think about, yeah.
Okay. And then does that video fairly and accurately show what you observed that day?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so this is previously marked Exhibit E. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do. I do.
What is that?
That's the video my wife took of the injury.
Okay, and did you get to review that before?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir, I did. Yes, sir, I did.
Let's move to admit.
No objection.
He is admitted.
It is a brief video.
That's vodka in this cup. That's why he's so chill. Double shot.
Doesn't look like it's, you have the HDMI plugged in? There it goes, I think. There it goes. Is there audio?
Not important audio. This is
Okay.
So that's that same injury.
Yes, sir.
This just kind of gives you a better view of those drag marks.
Yes, sir.
So this wasn't caused by you punching Mr. Ogbu.
Do we
No, I
though?
didn't punch him.
Do we want to see that?
Hello.
Okay,
No
so
owls. No owls.
The police also documented your injuries that night.
Yes, sir, they did.
You reviewed that body cam when you were preparing for this case.
Yes, sir.
And did that body cam? Let me show. May I approach with defendant's exhibit?
Yes.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I was shown the video of it, and I remember it says body.
There's no statue in the court. Legal, what are you talking about? You guys see a statue in the court?
The calm injury from the police.
Okay, so does it show your injury that night?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And you did get a chance to review it.
No
Does it
owls.
accurately reflect?
No
reflect the injury
owls.
you had?
No.
Yes, it does.
Are we cumulative here? I've got
Your Honor,
several views. Is there,
I can just admit it and not publish. We can move on, Your Honor.
all right, any objection to F?
No objection.
All right, F is admitted.
Okay. So let's back up to what was running through your mind when you got your finger out of Mr. Ogbu's mouth?
Once I got my
Ouch.
finger out of his mouth, that's kind of threw me off guard and like make me wonder what was going on. Now, so this is someone that I had invited to my house, you know, be nice to him and, you know, try to get him home safe. Yeah, he's not just trying to tear my home, trying to make me look stupid in front of my friends. Now here he is attacking me out of the blue. So I was scared.
You were scared?
Honestly, I was.
Were you scared just for yourself?
No. I'm a grown-ass man. I could take care of myself, but I have my wife in the house. I have my 3 kids. Like I said, the youngest was just 2 years that day, so I have a lot to lose.
Okay. And you went to the hospital for your injuries?
Yes, I did. So once the cops came in, they saw my injury. They called the ambulance. They came in, first responders. They treated the finger, and I went. Once they took me to the county jail, they treated me also out there because it was really swelling up, and I was in a lot of pain. Then in the morning, once they had released me on bail, I went to the hospital straightly. To the hospital.
Okay. And did you receive any follow-up paperwork documenting that visit?
Yes, I did.
I'm approaching Mr. Easy with what's been marked exhibits H, I, J, and K. Do you recognize those documents?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize them?
Because these were documents given to me at the hospital.
Okay, and are they fairly and accurately representing the same thing you saw that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They are.
All right. I move to admit H, I, J, and K.
Objection to H, I, J, and K?
No objection. And can you just tell me what you were seen for?
Yes, sir, I could. So if you look at the exhibit I, that's the after visit summary. It tells you right here. It says,
It's all right. I can read those. H, I, J, K are in evidence. You just want to tell me, I assume you were
yes, sir. So
you went to the hospital for the injury to your finger?
yes, sir, I did.
All right.
And I got, they had to recommend me staying off work for like 4 to 5 days.
45 days.
No, 4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days.
No working because he got his still finger bit.
And it was infected.
Yes, they did X-ray because at first I didn't know.
Rabies, really?
I heard he lost his tooth, so they were like, they had to
Okay.
do
Look at the
And we
judge.
can move on. I just wanted to point out that you did go and got that checked out. Okay, so did you think that after Mr. Ogbu, after you got his finger out of his mouth, Jesus, what did you do after that?
He said, ouch.
What I did was, like I said, I was scared, but I didn't want to fight him, but I didn't want to give him how will I put it, the liberty to execute whatever it is that he has planned already. Because if he's gone from 0 to 1,000, right? So what I did was I ran upstairs. So literally I retreated from that bite with blood running down my hand and all that. I retreated and I ran upstairs because, like I said, from the get-go, all I wanted was for him to just leave and go home. So I ran upstairs, I grabbed my unloaded weapon.
Was it unloaded?
Unloaded. It was unloaded. I was pretty sure of it because I bought it for myself for Christmas. And I have my cartridges in the boxes saved.
Okay. So you went to get that firearm from your bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Because you were trying to get Mr. Ogbu to leave?
Yes. My whole purpose was just to be, I don't know, maybe if he sees it, whatever it is that he has on his head will go away. Whatever plan he has plotted, he will just, at least this guy has a gun. If I see someone having a gun in his house, I'll run. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were just trying to get him to leave?
Yes, sir.
And you were at the top of the stairwell with that firearm?
Yes. Once I grabbed the firearm, my wife saw me. Then she ran and grabbed me and the firearm upstairs. So wherever, all the things that went through that night, that firearm never went beyond the upstairs. It did not come downstairs. So she heard me and I was telling her, hey, babe, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to shoot nobody. The gun is empty. I just want him to leave the house. That's what I keep telling my wife. Then she was like, still, she's not letting me go down with the gun. She heard me up there.
Okay, so she stopped you from going downstairs with
Yes, she did.
Okay, and then, so did you ever point the gun at Mr. Ogbu?
No, not at all.
Is any of this relevant to the Make My Day issue?
I think it is, Your Honor.
How?
So it goes to the force that Mr. Easy, one of the elements is that Mr. Easy used force. And we're talking about a show of force.
Is there something that happens after this?
So after this, I mean, yes, this is kind of the.
All right, let's get to it.
Yes. So you're at the top of the stairwell and Mr. Ogbu's at the bottom of the stairwell?
Yes.
And you're being held back and he's being held back?
I think, I don't know, but I know I was being held back by my wife upstairs.
Your wife is, okay. And then does Mr. Ogbu eventually leave?
Even at that point, he was still in the house.
How did he leave the house?
He's still there right now.
He was basically pushed out of the house by Mr. Barnabas.
By Mr. Barnabas?
Yes.
Okay. And that was after he had already re-entered your house at least twice?
Yes.
And so I guess the most important thing, you never gave Mr. Ogbu permission to re-enter your house again?
No, I did not.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any cross-examination?
Hello, Mr. Easy.
Yes, sir.
What time is your shift start tonight?
6 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I'll try to get you out of
Same.
here quickly, all right? So I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna make it. I already called. I was gonna be there a little bit late, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
So thank you.
Now I'm going to focus my questions on the number of entries that Mr. Ogbu made into your home.
Yes, sir.
So
Why don't you just focus on the last one?
Sorry?
Just focus on the last one.
Yes. So I just want to clarify, how many times did Mr. Ogbu enter your home?
1, 2, 3.
Okay. On the third and final entrance into your home,
Yes.
prior to that, when he was outside, did you tell him you are not allowed back in my home?
Word for word, no.
What did you say to him?
I gave him the bags of rice and the meat. I shook his hand. Thanks for coming. Then he walked away. Then I came back in to the house.
Now, you've testified that there were people at your home at the party who were walking in and out freely. Is that correct?
No, I said the door wasn't locked, but it was closed.
No, I mean, they were walking in and out in the back door.
At the back, yes.
Okay. And you, in your last interaction before he entered the third time, shook his hand and said, "Thank you for coming."
Yes, sir.
Did you make it clear that he was not allowed back in your home?
No, no, I did not say that word for word. You don't have.
Yeah, when people leave your house at a party, when you leave the house, you don't actually say to them, "Oh, and by the way, you're not allowed to come back inside." But how many of us would go back inside someone's house after we left?
Because like I said, we're not enemies. Like, he was my friend.
Okay. No further questions from the people.
Redirect.
Now, you were friendly with Mr. Agu.
Yes, sir.
You packed him rice and meat. But you were rescinding your invitation, right? Or were you rescinding your invitation to the house?
Rescinding?
You were taking away his invitation.
Yes, yes, I did.
And how did you communicate that?
I did. I thought I did gentlemanly, like, you know, like casually friendly, like, you know, you don't have to be. I don't have to be. I don't know. I don't have to be hostile to let you know, hey, it's time to go home.
Right, and this was the second time that you already walked him out.
Yeah, second and third time. Yeah.
Okay. No further questions.
All right, you may step down, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you may step down. And Mr. Black, if you hand me the video as well as the other exhibits.
My investigator is out sick, so I'm going to go retrieve my second witness.
His wife?
No. It's Achike Magafu.
I'm sorry, who? You have another witness? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I think given the court's maybe consternation about the injury portion of this,
The injury is irrelevant.
well, no, he has to observe a crime or think that a crime is being committed. He was assaulted.
Yeah, we're not to that point.
I know, I'm just, it is relevant. The court satisfied that there was injury.
What is this person going to, what is this person's name?
Achike Magafu, he was referenced earlier. I think most important.
At what point was he, by offer of proof, what is he going to testify to?
That he got to the party around 5:30. He did not see who started this fight, but he did see Mr. Easy pull his finger out, and that caused Mr. Agbu's tooth to fall out. But if that's not the most important issue.
What was he sitting there with the defendant and the victim as they were drinking?
Yes, Mr. Easy testified to that. He pointed out where everyone was sitting. But
I will accept all of that as proven.
And Your Honor, we would have no objection to that, to stipulate to that for the purposes of this motions hearing. We don't believe that factor one has been met.
All right, so the prosecution stipulates to the fact that what Mr. Black just put on the record.
Can I let Mr. Magafu know he can go home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. And if you want me to thank him, I'm happy to thank him.
So in case you haven't figured it out, the guy whose testimony we heard is the defendant, because the guy who bit him had his tooth knocked out.
You were here was helpful. So thank you very much, but you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
All right. right, so here's the issue as I see it. Mr. Easy, this is not a hearing where I decide who's right and who's wrong. It's not a decision where I decide whether oops, guys. Mr. Ogbu was appropriate, inappropriate, rude. That's not before me. I am not here to decide today anything about your conduct in the charges you are currently facing. I can see that you got injured. I can see that as a serious injury. And just because of the hour, I'm just going to frame this up. And if we disagree with how I framed it, I'll hear from the parties. The hearing that we are here, the statute that we are here, the 181704.5, which is called the Make My Day statute. Apologies to the Court of Appeals, is a way for a person who is accused of a crime to avoid responsibility. The crime happened, and that means I would, if this statute applies, I would dismiss the case. In order for the statute to apply, and for you to be entitled to immunity, the defendant must make a showing by a preponderance of the evidence, which using the standard definition contained in Colorado Colgi Civil means to prove something that is more probably true than not. 4 different things. The first of which is that another person made an unlawful entry into your dwelling. It is a dwelling. It is your dwelling where all of this happened. As I see it, the issue is unlawful entry. We have People v. Drennan, 860 P2D 589, which indicates that immunity does not apply where the person remained unlawfully. The facts I have heard relevant to this issue are: I accept that you escorted him from your house, not once, but twice. But it strikes me, the inferences I make and what I think your testimony establishes is that this, Mr. Ogbu, and you had the nature of a relationship that he was able to walk in and out of your house, at least on this night, because he walked in, you walked him out.
No
he
owls.
came back in again.
No owls.
You said you were not mad. You asked him why he came back. No testimony of whether he knocked or just walked in. I assume he just walked in. You asked him why is he back? Because Barnabas is coming over. You said you were not mad. You walked away. Next thing, everybody is sitting around drinking and talking. Barnabas, you, Mr. Ogbu. This is not evidence of an illegal entry. I'm not going to get bogged down into labels as to invitee or anything such as that. But what we have is he has entered. Now, if something had happened right then and there, the analysis might be different. But the testimony is that Mr. Easy was not mad. He just walked away, at which point Mr. Ogbu sits down and he avails himself of the hospitality of the Easy household and the party. He continues to drink. He is drinking with Mr. Easy. He is conversing with Mr. Easy and his friends. And I have no doubt he was rude, inappropriate, insulting, and that would make any host mad and upset. And it's not a legal ruling, but I would have been upset too. And I think you were justified in being upset. But the issue is he did not, by this time, there is an acquiescence to his presence. He has entered, however you label that, but then he sits down and he's there with your permission because he's sitting around drinking with you and your friends. So, as I see it, I think the prosecution is correct that even by a preponderance of the evidence, the defense cannot show that the other person made an unlawful entry. The entry at some point was acquiesced to. And so I don't think we can get past the first prong. So, Mr. Black, why am I wrong?
Yes, Your Honor. You're wrong because there needs to be an unlawful entry, as we're discussing. An unlawful entry is defined as a knowing violation of the criminal law. And so it's either, it has to be, for Make My Day, it has to be enters unlawfully, cannot be remains. However, Mr. Ogbu left the house twice and he was not invited back in. Mr. Easy was confrontational, but then walked away. That doesn't mean that he acquiesced into Mr. Ogbu being in his house. He was still trying to get him to leave. He never stopped trying to get him to leave.
They were sitting around the table drinking and talking. And that's when he referred to him as a man whore. And
Mr. Easy testified that he was out with his friends from work and Mr. Ogbu came in uninvited, party to the conversation at all and started insulting him. And that was, again, when things escalated again. It was not that they were sitting around having a beer together.
I thought that's what he described. Who was sitting where? No, go ahead.
So he was describing the scene when he was, so there's two scenes he described, but when he was talking about on the porch, he was not hanging out drinking with Mr. Ogbu. He was with his coworkers from Frontier, and Mr. Ogbu came up to the conversation and started being disrespectful and started insulting him, calling him a man whore in front of his friends and family. And again, Mr. Easy made it clear that he needed to leave, and that's how things started escalating once again. So Mr. Ogbu was a trespasser both times he re-entered. He was never permitted.
All right, just turn on the microphone that's on the table, please, and put that in front of Mr. Ogbu or Mr. Easy.
Yes, Your Honor.
He walks into your house the second time. You've testified you were not mad, you walked away. Where did you go?
When I went to the back with my coworkers because they were mostly at the back. They smoke cigarettes.
All right,
Yeah.
You walked to the back.
Yes, sir.
When is the next time you saw Mr. Ogbu?
It was when my coworker came back in to grab some more food. They started telling me about if we go to Nigeria, we're going to go eat street food.
Stop. You're not telling me when you saw Mr. Ogbu. Don't tell me what your friends did. When is the next time you saw Mr. Ogbu?
After I entered in.
Well, he entered, you walked to the backyard.
Yes. The next time I see him was when he jumped into the conversation.
So he came to the backyard.
We were in the dining. The dining is behind that couch in the kitchen.
You were in So when you walked away, you didn't go to the backyard, you walked away to the dining room.
No, I walked away to the backyard to meet my coworker. Then me and my coworker came back in to grab food on the
Okay.
dining bed behind the couch.
And you see Mr. Ogbu.
He jumped into the conversation where they were telling me we were gonna go to Nigeria and have some
All right,
food.
hold on. So you walk from the backyard to the kitchen to get food,
Yes.
and then you sit down in the dining room.
We did not sit down.
You stand.
Yeah, we were taking the food when they were telling me we're gonna whenever I'm going to Nigeria,
Okay.
go with me.
And where does Mr. Ogbu come from?
He came from sitting with them Barnabas.
All right, so he was sitting with Barnabas.
Yes.
And
The
then he
judge.
walked over to you,
Yes.
and that's when he started insulting you.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll accept that as part of the testimony as well.
And Your Honor, I just wanted to distinguish People versus Drennan. In that case, that was a case where the alleged victim knocked on the door of defendant's dwelling and the defendant said, "Come in." And then they got into an argument and the defendant then told him to leave and if he did not leave, and then there was a stabbing. So the facts of that case are very different from what we have here.
Colorado.
Is this subject to a Rule 21? We determine this is subject to Rule 21? Did I read that in the statute?
Don't try to slide something past this judge. He knows the law. He knows the law.
Mad, walks away. That's an acquiescence. There's no knowing criminal entry on the part of Mr. Ogbu in this instance. I find that by a preponderance of the evidence, the defense has failed to establish that the defendant's immunity under 18-1704.5. I was wrong. You're not entitled to a Rule 21. A defendant may not appeal a denial of a pretrial motion for dismissal of charges under Make My Day. If this matter were to go to trial and if there were an appropriate showing, it's entirely possible that there may be an affirmative defense available, but that's not a decision I make now. But for now, I deny the motion and the charges remain.
So this motion was Make My Day. So he was saying he had every right to knock this guy's tooth out because this guy was trespassing in his home after he told him to leave. So he was allowed to defend his home by any means necessary. And and he lost. The judge just said he lost. So now the guy who got his finger bit, and when he was pulling the tooth out, pulling the finger out, the other guy's tooth came out with it, is going to have to go to court for this. And I am not getting that court. Not. Fozzie, did you see what you just typed? Oh man. So yeah, the gun the judge didn't care about the gun this way or that way, or so people were most perturbed about the gun in this situation in chat. But there's also the fact that this is a 2-year-old's birthday party. Her little kids running around everywhere with all these drunk people. And then the guy's like, "Here, please, you are too drunk to be at this party. You are too drunk. You called me a man whore. Please get in your car and drive home." Oh man. Okay. All right. So Monday. Wrong thing. Monday we show Judge Fleischer like we always do. And his docket was real long on Monday. So there was a bunch that we missed. So I have the extra stuff from Fleischer to play. So I'm going to start this, and I need to run away for a second, and I'll be back. So behave. Please behave a little bit.
Hi. Good morning.
Yes.
Is it on docket today?
Yes, sir.
What's the last name?
I'm right behind you guys.
Where is Mr. Isaguirre? Where is this person?
Back there.
Come up, Mr. Isaguirre. I don't know about that. This case is 450 days old. I don't. Pavel, what were we even doing on this case? Come up, come up. I gotta think that we had a resolution for this thing. I think that he was supposed to finish whatever he was supposed to finish, I would imagine.
There's
The classes.
Is it Gary?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, today's the day to decide what we're gonna do. He's on bond for an aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping, a continuous family violence, and then we have this reckless driving that's 450 days old. Today was the day that we're gonna do something.
I did it.
So no, you guys talk, do it, don't do it here, and we're on camera, just, you guys do what you wanna do, but today's the day that we're gonna decide what we're to do. So you guys talk, let me know. Okay, thanks. You have, Mr. Lindenberg, you have a plea? Come on, let's get it. Who is it? Kinsey. Got it. Is it on docket or not? With a K, right? What page? 18. Heard. Mr. Hurd, sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. Understand, sir, this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over and you smell like alcohol or dope, what do you think is going to happen? Right. What we're doing today will not happen again. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. I'm telling you, this is no more. The proverbial slap on the wrist doesn't happen again. You're facing a minimum of 30 days. And I'm telling you, don't matter if you're drunk or not. An officer is going to pull you over. They're going to see this. They'll take you in regardless. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement today, you can never come back and change this, challenge this, or undo this. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will find you guilty and I will sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Medlin. All right, guys. Mr. Medlin, are you signing on to this case?
Yes, sir, I have. I've already filed a notice of appearance.
Are you Francisco Robles? You speak English, sir? Please, please.
Sorry, thank you, sorry.
Sure. Guys, keep it down, please. Mr. Robles, you were charged with assault of a family member. you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, shh, will be used against you. Okay, Mr. Kim.
On April 3rd, 2023, officers spoke with the complainant who stated that the defendant, the father of her children, assaulted her on March 15th. Stated that the defendant arrived at her residence unannounced and began talking to the complainant in the doorway. The complainant stated that the defendant thought the complainant was making fun of him, so he slapped her in the face, causing pain. The complainant stated that her daughter witnessed the slap. On April 20th, 2023, he admitted slapping the complainant with the tip of his fingers and stated that she put her hand on his shoulders.
Mr. Robles, there is enough probable cause to go forward with your case.
6295.
So I have here that he was given yet another PR bond.
I'm not aware, Judge. He is a working man. That
He issued a warrant in May of 23 because he failed to appear. We're now a year later. He got another PR bond. Tell me why I shouldn't put you into jail now. I don't think that you should have gotten another PR bond, Mr. Robles.
Ok, yo no, a mí no me avisaron o mi domicilio es diferente y yo no supe.
I wasn't made aware, I wasn't informed, my
Here with
domicile was
me.
different.
I'm the one that gave you the reset. You
Usted está
failed to-
conmigo, yo le di el aplazamiento, usted faltó de comparecer.
Sí, yo no me di cuenta. No, o sea, yo me cambié de domicilio.
Yeah, I wasn't made aware. I changed domiciles home and I just was
If you
not aware.
ever fail to appear again, I will put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond so high you're going to flip. I will not entertain any more excuses from you, Mr. Robles. Not only that, your case is now over 400 days old and it's time to make a decision. You have but one reset to do this. The next setting you have here, I will set your case for trial. You understand? I'm not going to extend you any courtesy for your failure to appear for an entire year.
Todo un año.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kim, do you know if there is an offer on this case?
No, Judge, all the evidence is in except a current grip.
Con la excepción de una llamada
But
actual.
I'm sharing the evidence that we have now.
Pero estoy compartiendo la
Mr. Medley, I understand. I'll give you a 30-day setting. Okay, at the next setting, we must decide what we're going to do. Must appear here in 30 days. We're out of time. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Medlin. I will not entertain any more excuses from you. The next setting, it's either plea or trial.
Okay. And
Yes, sir.
Your
Thank you,
Honor,
Judge.
At this time, the bond conditions show no threatening harassment. So I just want to address that.
So, yeah, and I guess I have here, a protective order was issued on the 11th of this month. I would get to know the protective order, because if you do something to violate that protective order, you will go to jail, and the state can and will file an additional violation of a protective order case against you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there alcohol as an allegation of this, Mr. Kim?
No, Judge.
Okay.
he's indicated to me that when my interview, there was no alcohol involved, drugs. Just
The only other thing that I'd like to know is whether she wants to have contact with him. I don't know whether she wants to have contact with you, so for now, I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. I don't know if she wants to hear from you. Until I know that she wants to talk to you, you may not talk to her. Do not contact her. Do not send her a message. If you want to communicate with her for any reason, do it through Mr. Medlin. He's your lawyer. From me, I'm going to have you sign an order that you're not to have any contact with her and not to be in possession of any weapons.
No estar en posesión de ninguna armas, ¿entendido? Sí, señor o no, señor.
Sí.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Just to remind everybody, Tuesday at the opposite time of the day that we normally stream, we're going to be with Judge Fleischer. And it's not going to be court clips. well, maybe there's going to be some court clips, but not about cases, only about him, Jesus take the wheel and stuck like Chuck. I'm gonna put a little clip together with him doing his great sayings, and we're gonna do a little trivia, not law trivia. We're just gonna have fun. The chat is gonna be open, so you guys are gonna play along too. You guys can ask him any question you want, but if it's about a case, he's not gonna answer it. He can't talk about cases, so we're not gonna do any court. I have some fun things. It's gonna be short because we can't make the judge stay for 2-hour sessions. And I couldn't ask him to come at 4:30 in the morning. For him, it would be maybe 3:30 in the morning. Am I backwards? So I couldn't do that to him. So I have to move to the opposite time of the day where like the sun's out and there's people awake. That's gonna be hard, but that's okay. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna see if we're smarter than a 5th grader or something like that. It's not gonna be law. It's just gonna be fun, and then it'll be over. So come on Tuesday. I have it on my. Okay, listen. Just listen. It's on my stream under live. It's on my live stream, and it says upcoming, and then it'll tell you when it's going to show. So I don't know what time zone you're in. I can't tell you. I can't do math. I can't tell you when it's going to be. You got to click. Just click the button right there. It's right beside your finger right there, and find out when it begins for you. Don't listen to us because we don't know when it begins for you. And we'll get it wrong and you'll miss it. And you're going to be upset that you miss it because it's going to be so much fun. Here we go. Back to work.
Can you mind filing that? There's no contact, no weapon. Okay, I'm showing that he got a PR bond. He must have gone to a magistrate.
Mucho gusto, ya vio cómo es esto, parece aquí, viene al centro, solo mira el juez y le contesta nada más en español, señor. Do you send me the case number?
Medley.
Yes, sir.
I may be wrong on this.
You have a case number?
I may be wrong on this. Yes. Hold on a second.
He was remanded. He was given a bond
Contesta en
initially on the
español
11th,
todas
and
mis
then was
preguntas, pero
remanded
solo mirando el juez, ¿ok?
first.
Cualquier pregunta que tenga se la refieres por
In 23.
The second time, yes, because he was originally given one on the 11th, and then the revocation.
There's only on the 11th, next court.
2509.
So the one I'm looking at was.
I see a 2B from 5/2/23. I don't see.
He was supposed to be in court on
The 11th.
Fridays, but on Friday, we didn't have court, so they reset it
Or
for
the
23.
That was, yeah.
So the next court date for him to appear here was on the 17th, which I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that's why it was, well, because I only saw the remand, why, but I didn't realize that was a Saturday.
Okay, so I will not hold your feet to the where you have to clear trial in 30 days. We'll give you more time. Yeah, okay, all right, for sure, Mr. Medley. But nevertheless, no contact and no weapons until I know that she was. Yeah. Okay, great.
Gomez.
Okay, hi, Max. Who do we have here?
Carlos Gomez. Carlos Gomez.
All right, Mr. Gomez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
On May 11th, it will observed an now defendant driving, pulling out from his driveway and began to drive towards his work truck on the wrong side of the road. The witness had to back his work truck up to prevent the defendant from colliding with his vehicle. Officer observed a strong odor of alcohol on his breath and person, had glossy eyes, slurred speech, and poor balance. The defendant stated he did not have anything to drink and was not driving his vehicle. He scored 6 on HGM, 8 on walk and turn, and 4 on one leg stand. A DIC was read, and he refused to provide a breath sample, and a blood warrant was executed.
Por sangre fue ejecutado.
Mr. Gomez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
¿Ciudadano americano? No, sir. No, resident.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
Texas? Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance?
¿Válido? Sí. Yes.
Your name?
¿En su nombre? Sí. Yes.
I'm ordering you now not to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I will revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, any kind of drugs, likewise, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, señor. Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You do not have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Max. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds from us.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
I'll have you come up to, or I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pre-trial bond conditions, and after that, you may go. Hey, we need an interlock order, please. Okay, thanks, man. So I'm literally beside myself. I'm just truly in awe, Mr. Gomez. You have an assault that was dismissed in 18. Another assault in 24 that was dismissed, a felony assault, an assault from 3/17/24, 3/18, I guess that was enhanced to an impeding breath. Then a month later, you pick up a violation of a protective order, and now you pick up another assault of a family member.
That's not the way it happens.
Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Pavel?
The AFMs predate the VPO against. The
So
subsequent,
what happened? Did it get refiled or something?
yes, Judge. That's exactly what happened.
So
They were from March
how
16th.
did discharged and then refiled? Why? Why? I
So
don't understand.
Judge, on March 16th, it looks like. Okay, so it looks like the allegations in the original AFM were impeding, correct? That was what occurred on March 16th. So that was refiled subsequently as an AFM impeding cause 186-0204. And then, yes, that's true. A month later, he picks up the VPO. That's with felony. This 316 is, let me double check.
This is one from March 16th. So
Yeah.
March 16th, the defendant unlawfully, intentionally, knowingly caused bodily injury to Trish Gomez, hereinafter styled the complainant, by striking the complainant with his hand.
Yeah, so she does allege slapping it out of the same transaction. So while another prosecutor on the case, it looks like Judge, what happened was we charged him with impeding for the impeding and AFM for the slapping.
But then
The VPO judge, On April 27, 2024, complainant told officers that after she saw the defendant in her home, she tried to run out. Defendant cornered her in the garage and prevented her from leaving. Complainant was on the phone with her daughter, who called 911. Complainant stated defendant had also come into her residence on April 24th, 3 days prior. On that day, defendant prevented her from leaving by pushing the complainant and hitting her on the face, causing pain. Defendant admitted that on April 24th, he did push the complainant, causing her face to hit the wall. Defendant told law enforcement officers that he was inside the residence to use the restroom. He hid in the complainant's bedroom and waited for her to leave. The complainant saw him hiding and ran outside. Defendant yelled at her not to call the police.
You have an ankle monitor on you right now. I'm putting one on you now. I'm ordering you not to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works, Mr. Gomez. Do you understand? I'm remiss. I cannot believe that the felony court would not put on an ankle monitor on you, Mr. Gomez. Is this true? After a felony impeding a breath and then a violation of a protective order, they didn't put an ankle monitor on you? For real?
Let me take a look, Judge. So it looks like on May 16th, let me look at the.
I guess I'm a little bit tougher than the felony courts. My gosh.
Let me take a look, Judge.
Yes, you are, Judge. Yes, you are.
He's required to submit to GPS monitoring up there too, as of May 16th. May 16th, I see an order for bond conditions where it says defendant is required to submit to GPS monitoring and defendant's costs are waived.
You don't have an ankle monitor on you right now, then you're in violation of those conditions upstairs. It's very possible they revoke your bond, Mr. Gomez. I'm now giving you 1 day to get an ankle monitor on your leg. You don't?
Where do I get it from?
You'll get with pretrial and they'll advise you. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you, and no weapons, Mr. Gomez. I'm telling you now, you violate one of these things, I'm going to deem you a public danger. I'm going to make your bond so high you're going to split in half. You understand?
Yes, sir.
No contact with the complaining witness.
Yes, I work for your lawyer, but no, sir.
He works with Mr. Rushing. You hired Mr. Rushing, right?
Yeah, but I didn't see him here and I didn't meet
Mr. Rushing must be in other places. I don't know what to tell you. You're welcome to wait for him, but I'm telling you now, I don't care if you have Queen Victoria representing you or you have Jesus here on your behalf. You're going to be getting these bond conditions regardless. No contact and going in at 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works or where she resides, where she plays. I don't care if she's in a sandbox. You better not go within 1,000 feet. You understand?
Okay.
So 1 day to get the monitor, please. And all right. You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they come back to me and tell me that you're playing games, that you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand, Mr. Gomez? All right.
Colin, you have to wish Mika a happy birthday. Everybody go watch Judge Fleischer in Cullen's chat, because it was confirmed that it actually really is Judge Fleischer that was in Cullen's chat yesterday. The bird's still there. There's a bird in my kitchen. There's 4 cats and a dog watching it. Don't worry. They're all watching the bird. I had the door open to get the bird out, but the kittens kept trying to get out. Can't let the kittens outside. They're only this big. We have big birds here that'll just eat those kittens. So I had to shut the door and let the bird stay up in its perch until after the stream is over. And then I will safely get the bird out of my house to be caught on another day. Good morning, Spud.
You don't see me? Oh, it's right. I'll send it right now. All right, guys. Good luck. You will sign a reset now, but then you'll get to meet with pretrial services and they'll tell you where to get the.
I'm not afraid of birds. I love birds. I'm afraid of those horrible, horrible creatures called owls. Owls are not birds. I need another word. I need another word for owls. Birds don't know. Owls are different.
Advice, sir.
That's not what that's not
Mr. Brooker.
How are you, Judge?
Morning.
Judge, we're good. We just worked out our thing just now as you were looking at your computer.
Hi, Council. Come on up. Good morning.
Yeah.
No drama, but you know, it's Monday.
Last guy getting all stirred up.
Tell me.
We're here on Robert Scott Orr. He's not on today's docket. He's got.
Oh, you're representing Bobby Orr? I know Mr. Orr well. Mr. Orr, well, get it?
Yeah,
Mr. Orr.
I did get it. But I'm more worried about the Manuel.
Well, he's picked up a lot of cases with us. You're talking about the same Bobby Orr that has like.
No,
it's
not Brandon. And that's Op. That's Op that you're talking about. Okay. Brandon Op. Yeah, similar spelling, but instead of OPP, it's ORR.
Is he on docket today? No.
No, he's not on today's docket, but he got me rattled. Anyway, Mr. Orr was charged with 2 assaults out of the same transaction in a bank lobby. One was with his wife, and one was with a female employee who came up and grabbed him. And then he'll be eligible on the plain assault, but on the domestic violence.
Okay, is he here?
Yes, of course.
All right, you mind bringing him up? Do you have the cause number?
Yes, 250-8352.
250-8352.
And that's the ABI and the AFM is 51. So.
Someone else.
Yeah.
Victoria, did you get this cost number?
No.
You ready?
Yes.
2508 352. 4.
This was 351, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's got 2 cases, right? Okay, all right, Mr. Orr, you're charged with 2 counts. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with assault bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail on both of those cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On March 15, 2024, complainant 1 at that
I might have muted it just to mess with you.
time had divorced the defendant. They used to live together and they share a child together. Complainant 1 stated she met with the defendant at a Wells Fargo where she was going to receive the original paperwork for the deed release, and she would be getting off of the defendant's bank account. Complainant 1 stated she argued with the defendant over issues with the paperwork after she received them because they were copies and not notarized originals. Complainant stated that the defendant told her the paperwork he gave her were the originals. Complainant 1 stated that the defendant yelled at her inside of the business and was asked to calm down by Wells Fargo employees. Complainant 1 stated she felt uncomfortable and asked to be escorted to her car. The defendant wanted the paperwork back at that point, and complainant 1 was holding it behind her back. Complainant 1 stated that the defendant then grabbed her arm, causing pain, and ripped the papers away from her hand. An employee, who's the complainant 2 at the Wells Fargo, attempted to intervene and was pushed in the process. Complainant 2 stated that she was struck in the chest and by the defendant's hands. I'm not sure if they were open or closed, but they caused pain and left a bruise on the right side of complainant's chest that resulted.
Okay, so that's the bank employee.
Yes, sir. Complainant 2 is the bank employee. Complainant 1 is the ex-wife.
So what did he do to allegedly to the wife? I missed it.
To the wife, Judge, it was complainant or stated that the defendant wanted the paperwork back and complainant was holding it behind her back. Complainant stated that the defendant then grabbed her arm, causing pain, and he ripped the papers away from her hands. So the complainant 2 was struck in the chest by defendant's hand, causing pain, leaving a bruise on the right side of the chest that resulted in a chest contusion.
Got it. Okay, so Mr. Orr, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of those cases. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with either of the complainants in either of these cases. I will issue a protective order on the one where your wife is alleged to be involved, which is 351. Unless there's one that was already granted.
And whatever you do, do not stick your finger in her face. Don't do it.
I'm assuming no.
I don't see him on left, Judge. We're not aware.
Can you file one, do you mind? Sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm issuing what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. That is a court order that identifies Jacqueline Orr as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. You understand? If you violate this court order, the state can and will file a violation of protective order against you. And I'm telling you, that's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Don't. Just stay away from now. All will be well for you. Likewise, I'm also ordering you not to go back to this Wells Fargo. Good.
It's actually already there.
It's the motion for sufficient bail. If you look up for motion for sufficient bail, that one, click on it. I'll get it corrected.
It's not signed though.
It's not signed, but it's
Yeah,
in there.
okay, got it. Yeah, it was filed in, okay. I'm showing that there is a bond on one of them. So you want a PR bond, Mr. Nash. I don't know how apt I am to giving a PR bond because you just had an aggravated assault that was dismissed in 22. What happened on the aggravated assault? Same complaining witness? I mean,
on the aggravated assault, it was Milton Court. That was the complainant on that case, different complainants, Judge.
Gun?
You represent? Gun.
Point, did he shoot someone?
Allegations were point and gun at defendant. The witness saw the complainant stand up next to the defendant's driver door and then a handgun pointing out of the defendant's driver's side and complaint stating, "You want to pull a gun on me?" ? So yeah, it was a gun ag assault.
That case was dismissed, Your Honor.
There's always another poo-poo.
What do you think, Pavel? Has he picked up anything else out of county since that time?
I'm
Anywhere
checking,
else?
Judge. In the meantime, no, Judge. He has not. He had his only priors were way back when, 97. He had a deferred.
I see that he has two prior assaults from 96, 98.
ABI, one was deferred and one was, it literally shows not guilty. It was the final pleading. I don't see anything more than that on the other one. AFM from 2002 was a disposition date. With regards to the bond amount, Judge?
And whether we should even give him a PR bond. What do you think?
Judge, they would be opposed to a PR bond, but we understand that we need to request a reasonable amount, so we would ask for 2,500 surety on the AFM case.
So you want a PR bond on one and then you want a surety on the other one?
No, we're asking for surety on both, Judge, 2,500 each.
Counsel?
Thank you, Judge. In lieu of making the bonding company raise, the allegations here, what I would have to term fairly mild, grabbing somebody by the arm, is they wrestled for the paperwork on a strange divorce situation. The fact that the bank employee introduced herself into the wrestling match that was taking place in the lobby, she came up and grabbed the defendant, and he pushed her away. I think that's also reflected in the offense report. So I would suggest a PR bond with a significant number attached to it for the
But
domestic
that's
violence.
really, it doesn't matter what a PR bond is, a PR bond, whatever you, even if you make it $1 million, right? Doesn't matter the number. The problem is that I have is that this is now the fifth assault, you know?
Two of which are, one of which is a conviction, and that most of that stuff.
But there's still contacts.
Over a quarter of a century ago.
Your Honor, I'm not a violent person. I really am not. I'm a small business owner. I do good for my community. I'm HOA president for my community. I'm a good person.
Lord, with this, now your HOA, what's gonna happen if you get upset with the people in the HOA? Really, because, I mean, imagine how tempers flare in HOA with meetings and then with, you know?
I understand.
That's a very dangerous game you're playing there as well. So this is what I'll do. I'll grant you a PR bond, but I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or drugs, and I'm gonna test you like crazy because I wanna know that you're not consuming any kind of alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs. I wanna make sure, and I don't know what it is, but perhaps that we need to do anger management as well. And I'm gonna now make that a part of your bond condition as well, that you start doing anger management classes as well. You want a PR bond from me? Great, you're gonna have to work for it. And I now want you to start doing anger management classes at least 2 times a week with proof that you must provide to us. You understand? So I will grant your PR bond, but I want anger management classes as a condition of that.
Yes, Fozzie, thank you. I colored my hair. You see, I always had long, straight hair up until about a year ago. Always, like almost my entire life. Long, no bangs, long, straight hair. But, you know, as you get older, your skin just causes issues. I'm a server, so my hair was always up in a ponytail, just always back. Well, my skin on my neck, and I have to hide my skin now in places. So I cut my hair so I don't have to wear a ponytail at work anymore. Hide the fact that I'm old. And I figured since I'm gonna cut my hair and it's not me anymore that my hair is cut, that I would dye it and get rid of the gray. So now I'm a redhead. Usually I'm brown, brunette. Actually, I went through a stint where I was all completely black, jet black. But then I was brown and gray again, and now I guess I'm red. I'm red. I did it myself for $4.
You must get the proof to us. Your failure to get the proof to us, I will revoke the bond and I'm gonna make them high. Do you understand? So I will acquiesce to you. I will set them each at $2,500, Pavel, and then we'll go from there. Mr. Nash.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge. Appreciate it.
Gotcha. Thanks. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Hilton, a 2510268. This one is a pre-signed waiver. It's an extension normally I would not give, but I didn't know if you wanted me to enter in the pre-signed waiver if council objects or if.
No, don't you have 30 days?
Yes, so it's gonna be 30 days from May 14th to 6/10. And so it's right at the tail end, but it's still within the 30 days. And that's why I needed to enter in the pre-signed waiver. I just didn't know if the court wanted me to do that or if council would agree to the reset by form.
Client told me he wants me to object.
Okay, so
Notify, I'm just.
If you give me.
Okay.
For the preset order?
I don't, look, you have to do what you gotta do.
Client
Saya.
does object.
No one's gonna fault you for.
I will need just 2 minutes on that one, but we can go to the next.
Okay, so you're gonna enter the PSW on that one?
Yeah, and I have to do the order for the remand because I have to enter it in and have it for the court. So I have to have the order.
And Arizona wanted till when?
That, Arizona wanted until June 10th for the parole violation.
Okay, yeah, just enter it so that.
All right. Give me like 2 minutes for that one.
That's it. I feel like I barely seen you today.
I've been.
All right, Maria Isabel Morales Guevara.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You were wanted out
I'm
of the
Fred.
state of Missouri for amphetamine possession.
This one's out of Kansas, Judge.
It says Missouri, but it's Kansas.
Kansas.
It's Kansas.
Are you waiving formal extradition, man?
Can you repeat that again?
Are you waiving formal extradition?
Last, remember we talked about it, the 14 days?
Oh,
or the
yes.
Extradition means they come and get the paperwork and come get you and you could be in.
Like for 14 days? Yeah.
No, that was the extradition. If you waive it, that's the paper you signed?
Yeah, I signed the paper.
Do you know what you signed?
Yeah, the 14 days, 3 days, like, yeah.
That's what you want.
Well, yeah, that's the option. That was, the best option. Yeah.
And I have here possession of a controlled substance times 4 meth, fentanyl, Xanax.
Fred
drug
Weasley.
paraphernalia.
She's.
Perhaps stop.
No, but.
It's okay, no, we don't need to discuss that.
Saying, stop. You can understand more,
Yeah.
Miss Guevara. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ready?
Right now.
Go outside, try to reschedule it so we can find out when the next class will be. Come up. Pavel, you ready? Let me give you cause number. 241-9092. Yeah, 9092. Okay. Tell me, what were you gonna say?
Your Honor, I already went outside. I texted Aces and she's willing to meet with me today.
Okay.
Again, so we rescheduled that. Your Honor, I can show you the text.
I believe you. So you can go today.
I can go today, yes. Your
Okay,
Honor.
so go get it done, and that's the last class.
All the groups are done. This will be my last individual, Your Honor.
Great. Okay, go get it done. Just go, and then let's roll it to tomorrow, Kenneth, and then we'll see. Hopefully, that's it.
Right. Thank you. Again tomorrow or?
No, but Kenneth, make sure. So, Shatoria, did you see what we're talking about? Can you confirm all that?
Yes, I did speak with his probation officer earlier. He has the one individual class, so it's supposed to be at 11, but I'm assuming.
Right,
that's what you guys
'cause he's here.
visited. Everything else is in compliance with.
Great. So that's what we're waiting for to get Nolly. This is the last class. Okay, so go. We'll just confirm, Mr. Mitchell, you can confirm, and then Shatoria, if you can actually confirm tomorrow. Go, and then, you shouldn't have to come tomorrow. Okay, all right, go to it.
Thank you.
Good morning. How are you? How's jail? You don't get it. Mr. Justice, over and over, I've tried to get you to go to this treatment facility and you jump the fence and you take off. Every time you pick up a new case, I'm going to continue to send you back until you actually do it and take care of what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to let you continue to plead guilty after. Let's go through your criminal history, Mr. Justice. It's not funny. It's truly sad, Mr. Justice. It really, really is. And you take it like a joke, but it's not. Evading detention, possession of a controlled substance, theft from a person, possession of marijuana, burglary of a building, felony theft, burglary of habitation, attempted burglary of a habitation, criminal mischief, evading arrest, theft from a person, assault, bodily injury, theft, criminal trespass, evading arrest, resisting arrest, criminal trespass, assault, bodily injury, criminal trespass, assault, bodily injury, terroristic threat, criminal trespass, felony theft, assault, bodily injury, criminal trespass, failure to identify oneself, resisting arrest, criminal trespass, criminal mischief, felony criminal mischief, another criminal mischief, evading arrest, assault, bodily injury, now 2 unauthorized absences from a correctional facility, and now you pick up another criminal trespass.
That was all this morning, guys.
And you want me to just let you plead guilty? Never again. Every time you pick up a new case, we will send you back to DDRP until it takes. No more pleading guilty until you actually get it. I will not do this ever again. You will now, every time you pick up a new case, we'll be doing the same thing that we do. And every time you jump the fence, they will continue to file felony charges on you. At some point, you will stay, you will listen, and you will participate in the DDRP program. But I'm not going to let you plead guilty anymore. Okay. You will continue to do, and I will continue to send you to this program until you actually stay and work it. You understand? Sure. How many cases was that? A lot of cases. I'm done. I will not do it anymore with you. All right. Thanks. Mr. Cage.
Yeah, I have Mr. Moore here, at the body company. He has a Moore.
Bring him up.
Mr. Moore. The call number is.
I have no idea. Do you have the cause number? No one.
2499223. What's the name of the
Wait a second, Alan. You have prisons in the UK? I thought when someone did something wrong, everybody just stands around and say, oh, bad show, my man. And that's good enough. Do they actually put people in prison?
2499223.
Yes.
Hey, I need you though, because he's got a felony warrant.
You want let me do a walkthrough too? 230.
We can't let him go. So if you can get a bond set up there, we'll like, or they can come get him. But we can't let him go. Let's do PC. Let me set a bond on him now, and then you can go upstairs and take care of it. Mr. Moore, you have a felony warrant because you're on probation for a felony theft. And I'm guessing because you picked up this case here, they issued a warrant upstairs. You can't continue to pick up cases without something bad happening, right? That's the nature of the game. Now, we're going to do probable cause here. I'll set you a bond here, but if I let you go now, who gets in trouble? Me. I got enough drama in my life. I don't need any more. So you're now charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On February 29, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers responded to a call. On scene, officers observed 3 subjects, one with a shotgun wound. Officers this is the subjects that someone shot at them while they were standing in the apartment complex. Upon further investigation, officers discovered the subjects were shot at by the owner of the vehicle the subjects were trying to break into. The owner of the vehicle told police that he saw the defendant and co-defendants break into his truck, so he shot at them. There was a 4th defendant later found hiding in the wooded area by the apartment.
So was Mr. Moore the one that got shot?
Yes, lower right back.
Finally got it. We've dealt with all 3. Now we got the 4th. Mr. Moore, you live in Houston, man. You don't live in Missouri, Kansas. People like their 2 things. They like their cars and they like their guns. And you muck with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your butt dead. You're lucky that you came out of this alive. Next time, may not get so lucky. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now setting your bond at $5,000. So what we're going to do now, I'll take you back, go work your magic upstairs. If they can set you a bond upstairs, then, or if the bailiffs upstairs will come get you,
No, we're gonna set a bond up there, because like I said, it was already, I told him I'll bring him in the 8 weeks, and you already have him on the docket. So
Okay. Yeah, whatever you want. Stop playing. You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Moore. Really. I'm now ordering you. Wait, hey, no more weapons. Don't pick up any new cases. If you do, I'm telling you, I'm gonna light you up and I'm gonna make your bond so high you're gonna flip. You understand? Don't pick up any new cases.
yeah, if this is a bond, he said he's not gonna release him to this till the bond comes. I have to release him to a bond. Yeah, we can, that's what I'm saying.
But there's a felony warrant though.
Call me and tell me that they're ready to do it.
Okay, so go work your magic. Okay,
Just no weapons on this one, right?
and no contact with the co-defendant. Kim, hey, I have them on the tower if you want to go get them.
And say happy
Yeah.
birthday to Mika. Say happy birthday to Mika.
What's that?
Okay, counsel, you ready?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, yeah. I'm ready when you are. Bring them on up. What was the last name again? That's right. All right, Mr. Guisaguerra, you're charged with reckless driving. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 7 days that you've done. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, it will go on your record. It's going to be there forever. I will tell you now, Mr. Guisaguerra, that, you know, I would say probably 3 weeks ago, we had a guy where he was charged with a second one of these cases. The state seized and took his car away from him. And they used it as they forfeited the car because he had participated in his second reckless driving case. I would be very, very careful, because if you start participating in donuts, any kind of racing or reckless driving, and they catch you doing it on a second one, I'm telling you, the legislature has made it very easy for them to take your car, seize it as fruit of a crime, and take it from you permanently. So if you like your car, be very careful. If you get a second one of these, I'm telling you, you may lose that car forever. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send you through the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, guys. Hey.
I have a plea for David Blount.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh my God, it'd be so funny if instead of good luck to you, sir, good luck to you, ma'am, after everyone, he would say, may the odds ever be in your favor. Maybe we could talk him into that. Maybe he hasn't read Hunger Games and he won't even know.
So this one is 90 days for 267 days credit.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Blunt. So you're charged with violation of a protective order and evading arrest or detention. What are we doing?
Evading time served, dismissing the BPO.
Okay. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charge right to report, right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You've worked out this agreement. This is an enhanceable offense, Mr. Blunt, meaning that if you pick up another one of these, it's going on your record. You pick up another one of these, they can file a felony charge on you. If you have prior state jail trips or prior pen trips, they can only use that to enhance you even further. They could make this a third degree, even a second degree felony. You understand? How do you plead to this offense? Like I said, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. You understand? All right, sir. And on motion of the state, I'll say, did you say
It was 90 days with 267 days credit. It
267
has an
days.
enhancement, Judge.
Okay.
There's our Melissa.
gonna
There she
request
is in the
it would
background
be
talking to
since he was
Judge.
Just released, we were supposed to be here on Friday, but since he was in process.
No, I'm glad that you made it. That way you can take care of everything. I'll roll your court costs. So it's 90 days in jail. Credit for the 267 days that you've done. It is enhanced. You know what it's enhanced with?
Rob, let me double check just to be sure.
Blunt.
Blount.
Is it blunt or blunt?
Blunt.
Blount.
Okay, let me see. It says here that you have a prior aggravated robbery from 2008. Is that true that you had that case? Okay, true to the enhancement. All right, guys, good luck. Take care. Be careful, all right? Okay, thanks, Frank.
Bud, when did the Sov Sit come back? I didn't see that. I have it. If he came back and I missed it in our clips, I still have it. But do you remember what day? Was it Stevens or Stevens? I think that's what his name was, right? Stevens. But if you know when that happened, let me know. Go to Discord and let me know. I'll find it. I'll get it on here if I have it. If it was in front of Fleischer, I have it. That would be interesting.
Anybody just sat there and want me to print it out? Yes, it's gonna be around CC.
Oh, no, the Sov Sit did not come back that I've seen. Nope, no Sov Sit. We're due, though. We're due for one. We'll get one soon. I'm sure of it.
You didn't say run CC right there.
Yes.
Judge, whenever you're ready with that case.
Got it.
Leave Judge alone. He has to send out 16 good morning, beautifuls. How are you?
Give me 1 second. Okay, Victoria.
Case 13, Garcia, Miguel.
Full cut number.
What's last name?
Garcia on page 13.
Mr. Miguel Garcia, do you have a lawyer today?
No, yeah.
What are you doing about that?
I'm looking into it right now. But I was probably just gonna see if I could get one from you.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an electrician.
When you make a month?
About 3,000.
Don't qualify for an appointed lawyer. You have to be poverty to get a court-appointed lawyer. Garcia, you need to hire a lawyer, and it's time. I'll give you more time. Did you even call any lawyers now?
Yeah, I've been calling them.
How many did you call?
I'll be honest, just about 2.
That's not enough. Start calling more. I'm going to give you more time. When you come back, have a lawyer, sir.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah, I could be.
I have Sebastian Espinoza, Judge. This was one that we wrote from Friday because he's in the hospital. He is here today. And we also have a previous that would be.
Okay, let's do that. Time, sir?
Yes, 3 days with 2 days credit.
All right, here you go. You're free to go.
Mr. Espinoza, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for 2. Understand this is going to go on your record. It's going to be there forever. If you engage in the same behavior now, they will file a felony charge on you. You'll be looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Well, be very careful how you conduct yourself when you get out. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, it's going on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this offense, sir? I will find you guilty, sentence you to it. Good luck, sir. Thanks.
Judge, my next case?
Yes, ma'am. 2, please.
Okay.
You're gonna have to sign right here.
Oh, like this? Oh.
All right, Tiffany Charleswell.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. You were wanted out of the state of New Jersey for theft by deception, 3rd degree. Are you waiting formal extradition, ma'am?
I am.
Okay, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I have a question.
58. Got it. It has an enhancement too, Judge.
It's Ivan Lopez, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
RSJ, your comments are amazing. I love reading your comments on my videos. I just wanted to tell you that.
All right, good morning, Mr. Lopez. Sir, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It's assault, bodily injury, no?
No, seen on the criminal mischief.
Yes, Judge.
Oh, I didn't realize that there were 2 cases, sorry. So you're charged with criminal mischief and you're charged with assault. Looks like the assault's gonna be dismissed, am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you're pleading to the criminal mischief. On that one, you're facing 30 days in jail. Well, the offer is 30 days in jail, credit for the 58 days that you've already done. And it says here it's enhanced. You have a prior Class A misdemeanor offensive assault of a family member. Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, true to the enhancement. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Understand, Mr. Lopez, that this now makes several cases. Anytime you pick up any more criminal cases, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense?
I plead guilty to the
Mischief.
criminal.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement, and then on motion of the state, your other case will be dismissed. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Mr. Lopez, you understand what the judge said about the prior assault? It wasn't talking about this assault.
Oh,
that you're playing true to. You're playing true that you were convicted back in 2022
Yes.
of an assault of office. You understand
That's
that?
right.
You are also not a U.S. citizen. You understand that,
Yes.
right?
You're a legal permanent resident. Yes. We've talked about the immigration consequences of any criminal conviction, including a misdemeanor. You understand? Your felony was resolved, right? And this is a class B misdemeanor.
I gotta understand that you're a legal permanent resident. You have a prior 20 cases. If they still not done anything, I don't know what's,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I just want you to understand that this can be used along with other misdemeanor convictions and stack those negative immigration consequences. You understand that, right? This conviction as well can be used to delay, for example, any future naturalization. You understand that, right? So even though it's not a felony, an aggravated felony, even though it's not an assaultive offense, even though it's not a crime of moral turpitude, it can be used to affect your immigration status. You understand that? You still want to proceed here today. Yes, sir. Is there anything I haven't done that you wanted me to do before taking the plea deal?
No.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate that.
Thanks. Okay, Mr. Lopez, good luck. Bill 5001. And Veterville is because he failed to go take a drug test on Thursday. That's why I'm revoking that.
Okay, this one here, Judge, is page 55, Martinez.
Okay,
18 days.
18 days. You said 6?
Yes.
6 days. All right, good morning, Mr. Martinez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Sir, you're charged with violation of a protective order. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 18 days in jail with credit for the 6 that you've done. You must understand that this comes with an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another one of these, then you'll be charged with a felony offense. You'll be looking at a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. You must also understand that if you continue with the same course of conduct, they can really file charges on you. I mean, even within a year, if you do it, they can file it at continuous, and then you're looking at a 3rd degree. So I would be very careful when you get out of here, how you conduct yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charged right to open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Mr. Martinez, this is going to go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. This isn't like Target where you can return it because you don't like it. It's there even after you die. You understand?
Mr. Your Honor.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you.
Robles Francisco?
Right there. Okay. Zuniga is Ricardo. I don't know. I'll text him. I got his number.
Oh, he's waiting. Oh, never mind. No one.
Do you need me to contact him or not?
I think he wanted to find out the order of waiting of charges because there wasn't any tower.
Page 41. Ward, come on up. I just kind of held off.
That's okay. Not a problem. Good morning, Ms. Ward. Ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. Do you have a lawyer today?
I guess he didn't for me. I don't know. He didn't contact me.
Who?
The lawyer. I guess I gotta wait.
You don't have a lawyer.
Oh, well, didn't know.
I'm asking you. You want more time to hire a lawyer?
He didn't contact me.
I'm 24.
What do you do for a living?
I work at the post office. Probably like 6,000.
We're gonna reset your case and hire a lawyer. If you make too much money, you don't qualify for an appointed lawyer, man. Okay, so reset the case. We've already reset your case once. This is now a second reset. Okay, the longer you do this, the more it hurts you. I would get on it quick. There's a gajillion lawyers in Harris County. It's a matter of you finding one out there you're willing to hire, that you like. 99% of them will put you on a payment plan if you ask. You understand? Okay, I'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset and good luck.
I'm pretty sure that my chat is talking about hockey, so I have to tell you what happened. You're going to be mad at me, but I'm going to tell you what happened anyways. This guy came into my bar last week, the week before that, I don't remember. He had this great big ring on, lots of diamonds, and it was huge. It was a great big ring. And oh no, I'm gonna get this wrong because it slipped my brain. Well, that's all right. You guys are gonna be mad at me anyways because I didn't get his name. So you can just tell me what I did. Oh nope, I got it back. I'm like, wow, that's a neat ring. Where did you get that? He said, it's a Stanley Cup ring. I said, oh, I said a Stanley Cup ring. What's that? He goes, I won a Stanley Cup. I said, oh, okay. He said hockey. I said, what? So then it hit me. He won. He was on a team that won the Stanley Cup. He was for the Devils, and his ring was the Devils. So I guess when you win, no, it wasn't the Devils. His shirt was the Devils. So he thought I was an idiot. I was an idiot. I really, really, really was an idiot. But I had a guy in my bar who was on the Devils when they won the Stanley Cup. I didn't ask for his name. I wanted to, but I also wanted him to relax and enjoy the evening and not. I mean, he's probably everywhere he goes, everybody's probably like, oh my God, you won the Stanley Cup, and he never gets to sit down and relax and eat. So I don't do that. I mean, if Mel Gibson walked into my bar, I would not be like, I love your movies, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he said he won the Stanley Cup, you guys are the first people I thought of. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you guys this. And then I just forgot. Okay. See, I knew that was going to happen. Boom. Yep. I knew as soon as I said the Devils, they'd be like, oh, that Devil. It's still cool that he won the Stanley Cup, though. I mean, that's impressive. Once you know what it is. Once you figure out that that's a big deal. Yeah, I know. I dropped the ball. I didn't know the Stanley Cup off the top of my head at that moment. Someone needed extra ranch,
Can you take? That's what I was going. Avery's no PC for the magistrate. Will you take a look? And tell me what do you think?
Page 12, Espinoza, did he play? Espinoza?
Yeah, he played.
Page 17, Gonzalez, you sent him to get tested.
Can you get the results on Gonzalez? Please. Who's after that?
And also he was THA last time, and then Marco signed on in winter, so what, THA again?
No, today was the D-Day for him to decide what he wanted to do.
1 minute and 10 seconds.
I guess appoint him a lawyer now, and we'll see him tomorrow. Great. Okay, we'll see him tomorrow. Marquina Alvarado, 2501.
Next judge is page 28, Monte, you checked in, council has not.
But I don't know if that's necessarily him.
30 seconds.
Or that he put him on probation. Come up.
I remember Benavides reset him. He was in custody and was released because the felony was disposed of. Antonio reset him twice.
Take a seat from the juror box.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Okay, let's see. And let me see.
So you see why I couldn't play Monday on Monday, because we already had a long clip on Monday. And this was how much was left over after we played everything on Monday. They just had such a long, hard day on Monday. Felt so bad for them. But no one got their finger bit. And he stopped the video like 2 minutes after this. So I don't know what happened to the guy in the jury box. Just don't know. What's nice is, like, all the courtrooms that I don't have answers for when cases end and I don't have any answers for it. This courtroom, we can just ask Victoria and Melissa, hey, what happened? So that's a lot nicer than we think, that that we can get answers. All right. Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to have anything for this stream because I fell asleep. And it is almost a 3-hour stream. I don't know how it happens sometimes. Sometimes it takes me every single minute that I'm not working to find enough for a stream. And then sometimes I have too much and streams are long. I should just cut them, but I can't. I don't know how. So if my streams go long, just go, just leave, just dip if you need to. There's Mika again. Hey guys, if you don't remember, it's Mika's birthday. So everybody go into the comments after this is over and say happy birthday. Yeah, I do have to get that bird. I do not want to get that bird. But I'll be nice to the bird. I'll get the bird out very, very safely. I got the last one out very safely. He got his little claw stuck in the carpet on the stairs. And I cut out his little claw without hurting him. And I got the little bird out, the blue jay outside. They're not nice birds, by the way. Blue jays aren't very nice. I think the sparrow will be nice to me, though. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to try harder to save some content for videos, apparently, that I have to put out during the day now when, I'm not doing anything, to keep Fozzie happy. Jim, thank you. I like the background. I like it. This is what they gave me to choose from. I'm going to show you what it was. What? Who wants to sit in front of a brick freaking wall? Reminds me of, like, remember in grade school when you used to play wall ball? Did you guys play wall ball? It hurt, but did you guys play wall ball? I don't want to think about grade school. I don't want to think about getting hit by that blue ball. That thing hurts. Yeah, Pink Floyd. That was a good movie. Prison wall. Yep. Eh. Thanks, honey. Thank you, honey. I love when I get to talk to honey. Legal, I'm sorry. I should have thought about that before I said it. Just like I should have thought about the words Mel Gibson before I said it. They just slipped out. I know I'm going to hear comments. I didn't mean it. I know it's scandalous now. I'm sorry. Okay, so Hope went out to a birthday dinner and noticed Mel Gibson was at the same restaurant. He joined the staff in singing to her. Oh my gosh. She went under the table and hid there until he left. Oh. No. Steve H., sorry. No more. Listen, it was a long stream. I'm spent. I need to close my eyes for a minute. Please come on Tuesday for Judge Fleischer. It won't be fun unless we are all in there. People who don't like the chat portion, can't see the chat portion, you're going to miss a lot because I'm going to use the chat a lot on Tuesday. That's what's going to make it fun. I'll try to put as much as I can up on the stream so you can see it. But lots of chat happens that doesn't make it to the stream, or I'd just be clicking it all night. But thanks, Fozzie. Oh, Mika, you got to be there. Well, guys, I will see you tomorrow or today for me because I won't be asleep then. Thank you so much for coming out. I really, 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 really appreciate it a lot. And I hope you guys have the greatest day. It's Sunday, so relax, rest. Don't worry about anything. You can't do anything. Everything's closed. Eat a lot today. Make sure you eat extra today. And I will see you all soon. Bye, guys. Oh, go to Discord and keep talking, though. Go to Discord and keep chatting. We're always in Discord. I don't know. None. Look at the screen. I don't know when when it's coming. It's coming on Tuesday, sometime in your time zone. Just click on it. Bye, guys.